They've been rotting away on IRC for over 20 years, since Digitiser was on your CRT.
Your putrid opinions!
Good! Good! I want you to do it!
Hey everyone, this is Andrew from Price Box Productions, and welcome back to my review for Digitiser the show. And this is actually the last one I'll be doing, because this is the last episode of Digitiser, at least so far. Hopefully there are actually more seasons after this, but this has been a pretty good show overall. So I guess for this video I'm going to do the final episode, and then I'm going to do my review on the show overall as it stands based on what I've seen for the last 6 episodes. So like I said, for this episode we're going to do episode 6, and if you've been annoyed by me constantly covering this show, then you're in luck because this is the last one. So without further ado, let's get back to the insanity that is Digitiser. Okay, here we go. Oh!
I love retro
video
game shows. You can never have too many.
Yeah, I don't know why you call him Insincere Dave. He seems to hit the nail on the head in every single one of the points he's in. You mean he's completely right about it.
I'm mr.biffo and I welcome you to Digitiser, the retro gaming show that's always ready to slip a hot cone into its viewers' mouths.
What?
Mark!
Wait. Oh, okay, that was different. Did it just say one side said and the other side said it afterward?
That's the last in the current series. We'll be back in the winter.
What?
Are you calling me a big, beautiful chick?
What?
Well, I was a bit worried then. I was going to...
Well, you can't argue with that. He kind of is. He kind of is that. I guess.
Hey. Would you like to tell us your earliest gaming memory?
My first gaming memory is my brother buying an Atari VCS, like 2600, from W.H. Smith's and playing Combat, the top-down tank game that you drive around in a maze.
Yeah, I know I do this like every single one I do, but I'd like to say what my earliest one is, because mine was actually my brother playing, was my brother playing both Super Mario World and A Link to the Past. Those were the 2 earliest games I played.
Out of interest, do you know the Cockney rhyming slang for Combat?
Is it something to do with masturbation or anything? Or...
No.
What?
Octavius Kitten.
Okay then.
Would you 5 maybe, or and I was playing Minesweeper on it, and I just kept losing and losing. I couldn't understand why because I was so young. But instead of learning how to play the game, I thought the computer was broken. So I went around the back of it, and I switched the switch that would change the power input and completely destroyed the computer.
Wow.
And I
Wow.
blamed it on my brother. So this is me now saying to my dad, it was me that broke that computer, not Daniel.
Don't take any.
See, now if it was my sister, she wouldn't have come forward and said that it was her who did it. Then again, I'd probably not come forward and say the same thing either.
Earliest
So.
gaming memory.
Can we make a spin-off series called Digitiser Babies, but all little versions of what's going on?
Well, I'd definitely watch and review that show.
Paul Gannon.
Yes. One day you'll get my surname right. But until that day, I'll have to put up with this, aren't I?
Well, it's the last show, so you don't have to put up for it much longer.
I remember rightly, my first ever gaming memory was playing Pac-Man on one of the Ataris. I was about 6 or 7 at the time, so I don't know what Atari system that would have been. But all I remember was our family, big family, went out to go to a Welsh campsite, caravan site. It all went out there for a weekend away. And then I went with Uncle Tom to his
Uncle
caravan
Tom.
to play on his...
You went with Uncle Tom? Huh. Didn't think anybody would actually go by that name.
Pac-Man machine, he told me, and I played it for hours with him in there. And then I found out from my mum, I don't have an Uncle Tom. It was just a random man who took me to his caravan.
What?
That's a true story, is
That's a
it?
true story. And he just sat there and, as far as I know, let me play Pac-Man.
What?
Some jokes.
No.
Paul.
Okay then. So I'm assuming that I guess that's why the name sounds so ridiculous. It wasn't his real name, was it? That was just in case you called the cops.
Yeah.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Me,
Okay.
It's me. Who?
the chairman of the British Eunuchs Association. You're welcome, Kate.
What?
So awful. You should be ashamed.
Well, that joke didn't go anywhere, now did it?
Oh, I'm not
Oh, I
taking
know
that.
what's going on. I know what's going on.
Wait.
I'm not having that.
Wait.
Go on. I'm gonna call for some backup.
What's gonna come?
Yeah?
The pig's gonna come back, isn't he?
Go on.
Yep.
Right. I'm angry with you.
Why are you angry with me, Fat Sal?
You're a big bag of bollocks someone's left in the sun.
Right.
And then someone split it open and there's a child.
Don't you have a Michael Mac?
What? Wait, what?
Bollocks someone's left in the sun.
Right.
And then someone split it open and there's a child.
Don't you have a Michael Mac?
Sorry.
You know what, Paul?
What?
You're about as much use as a Nutella, ain't you? These landing?
No.
What? Oh.
Right. I'm off.
Oh, he comes just to say that.
Fat Sal.
Okay, then.
Warning you with peace and love.
Oh, Mr. T's
Do not
back.
put your old duvets in my bins. Don't tweet about my bins. Hashtag my bins are not your content.
But you just told somebody to. You just told him not to tweet about it. How are you supposed to tweet the hashtag if you.
Did you know Donkey Kong 64 required an expansion pack as Nintendo claimed it was too big a game to run on standard hardware? This
Oh, wait,
was
I actually do
entirely
remember
spin
this.
from the big end, as the pack actually stemmed a memory leakage bug that would constantly crash the game. Ironically, even with the expansion pack installed, it doesn't fix the glitch, just delays the crash by a few hours.
Huh.
In fact, the Virtual Console re-release.
I didn't know that. I actually didn't know this about that. Like, I didn't know the game actually was. I didn't know because I remember we did have the expansion pack, but we didn't. I don't think we ever played the game that long enough in sessions to actually get that to happen though. Because I don't remember that happening.
Also contain a bug and will still crash the game if played too long, or if played with save states instead of the original saving method.
Huh. Oh, the man's daddy's back. Okay. Question. What did Father Christmas say when his trousers fell down? I'm normally such a good boy. Wait, what? What did Father Christmas say when his trousers fell down? I'm normally such a good boy. Uh-huh. I don't think I get it.
We're going to play a Quiz Me Do game.
Yippee!
Yippee! It's everyone's favourite bit of the show. So this one, as you can see, album or video game, it's quite simple. You've just got to work out whether it's an album cover, as in a musical album, not like a family.
Oh, so this is like the prog rock thing.
Or a video game.
The prog rock thing all over again.
I won't ask you for a team name. No point. Just one of you. Album or video game.
Okay.
He's very
That would be one awesome video game.
He looks like he's trying to defeat something. He also looks like he might have set fire to the thing behind him already. In which case...
He's not the hero, he's the villain. He set fire to the town and rode away with an axe.
...is a video game.
It's a video game. It is...
Battle Axe. Oh.
It's Burn This Town by Battle Axe. Octavian.
So he was the one who burnt the town down and rode away with an axe.
Album or video game.
Look at him! Look at him, he's kicking off that lad. Look at the state of that. What's going on with his teeth?
There's a big
Good point.
rapper man, doesn't he, that they have nowadays. A rapperman.
I can't tell if that's a racist joke or not. We should probably...
I don't think it is.
really bad teeth.
It just, he does I agree though.
Rapperman, it's the glasses and what looks
Oh, okay,
like
sorry.
a garden kind of pinwheel thing.
He looks like he's having an excellent time, whatever it is that he's doing. However, I know what the answer to this one is, because I'm afraid I know the game.
Knowledge.
Your worst enemy, Biffo.
Street Hockey 95.
Wow,
Whoa,
this cover
okay.
is incredible. It's all kicking off. I especially love the weird guy doing the sort of high kick and then the tiny woman underneath him.
I never.
It's just the same guy.
I feel this thing would have scared me. Just the box alone would have scared me as a child.
Yeah.
I think it's the same
I
guy.
don't,
They didn't
I
get
don't know what's going on with his. I still don't know what's going on with his teeth.
Not
Where
for
did
me.
you find a woman that small? She's tiny.
She is, and he looks like he's just farted her out.
Well,
Sorry. Jenny. Oh, hang on, there's nudity on that one, but I didn't.
There was no warning
I didn't
there.
screen
There was
that,
no
did I? I've
warning.
just noticed. Now I've seen it on my laptop screen. I didn't notice the.
you just noticed that now.
But then it could be a trick.
It could be. It could be an album cover. I mean,
music, because I don't think they'd have got away with that.
And it is.
Iron.
Hellish.
Oh, okay.
Inspired by Iron Angel. Octavius, what do we think?
this.
Game or album?
What is happening in this picture?
I'm really
It's
enjoying
like-
that sort of piranha lad at the very bottom with the enormous chin.
What is happening in this? It's the hippo, the hippo, the monkey, that other thing behind him, the alligator, are being attacked by a shark in a boat with a piranha. What exactly is this happening in this?
Character in the game. I'm pretty sure this is a game.
I've just noticed that the alligator appears to be being sick.
What? Oh!
Promising,
I thought that was his
very
tongue.
happy about it, though. He might put all those lads into
What
it.
exactly is
And
happening in
also
this
that chick
thing?
at the top is giving the middle finger to the shark.
Like that's gonna save him.
Whatever this game is, it's automatically my favourite game.
Wrong.
Oh!
No!
It's wow.
Got a point.
Okay.
This needs to be a game. How is this not a game?
That should be. I agree. It should be a game. This would be an awesome game.
Risk. Jenny.
Well, it's very technical,
What?
I have to say.
You don't give this away. I think this is a game. Because he's got the stripes. Did you always have stripes in the 90s on video game things?
Don't know. It's an album.
What is happening with this? Zip zap rap. What did Chris Chan make this?
Zip Zap Rap by Devastating Dave, the Turntable Slave.
What is with this album? Why is he just doing is he trying to imitate the Fawns or something?
Name.
What are you saying? Yes, he is. And look, it
He
says
says,
up in the corner, here
"Say
our
no to
message.
drugs."
Yeah, say no to drugs.
Stay away from the drugs.
Okay, well that's given that.
Well, okay. So
What do you think it is?
I think it's a music. I think it's a music album. A music album that's cleverly disguised as a SNES box.
Again.
I'm Henry the Eighth, I am, and I'm sometimes to be found eating sputum out of a bin, la 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 la.
So this is what they do when something goes wrong. When something goes wrong and the game ends too early. He looked. Wow, he kind of looks like somebody I saw in the bus one time.
I just don't want
I really don't know what Henry VIII was doing down here in Florida,
Wasp,
taking the bus.
ba-ba-ba-da-da-da-da. And I just laid a moist egg on my mother's strap.
It actually sounds like him too.
I'm Henry VIII, I am. I've just bunged up my chop with mince and fat. La 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 la. Right.
And he's off to catch the bus. Oh no, is this that guy? Oh, it is him.
Very good. Sorry you've had to trek all this way out to the sticks to meet me like this.
I didn't want to.
Usually I'd have held
I was
up
dragged
little
against my
holiday
will.
in my Kensington chambers, but the place is being fumigated. Let's just say I wasn't particular about who I encountered on the heath last Friday. I find that after 12 mint juleps, my quality control quite goes out of the window.
You had quality control from the beginning? I didn't notice.
Still, we're here now. Can I get you anything? A strawberry daiquiri? A flute of Armand de Brigand 1967?
I don't want anything you could give
assure
me.
you that my cellar's
really
quite
don't.
well stocked. Tell you what, I'll trust you to leave it to my discretion. Drape yourself over the ottoman and have a browse of my chart of console hardware cosplayers.
What? Okay.
Xbox. That's the spot, I like to
I wonder what he's supposed to be. Wait, is he the GameCube? Wait, the PlayStation. The PlayStation.
rather like the spot as if giving me a playful kiss.
But seriously, how little effort did you put into this?
Grasp
this costume.
Grasp away. This whiskered fox looks like a little wrecked with consternation over his choice of attire. Perhaps it's the first time
He just saw. He realized the mistake.
Don't worry, at least he remembered to stretch a beanie over his head before slipping inside.
I like how the beanie also says Xbox, just so you know who it is.
Beckham is off the chain, yo! It's show and tell!
Yes, it's show and tell, the part of the show where I invite one of my co-hosts to join me, show me a thing.
He's still on the floor. I almost didn't see that. He's still there.
Today's episode, I've got
Paul Gannon, hello. It's getting tired, that.
Show me something.
Well, this is the last episode, so not much longer.
To see for a while. Do you want to know what it is?
Please.
Well, I'll give you a few clues. It's between my legs. It's big and red. It's brought disappointment to thousands.
It's your glands, isn't
It's like cock and balls. No,
What?
it is. Oh, I've wanted to touch this for a while. Oh, it's the Nintendo.
Oh, what a thing.
That was my second guess, actually.
Well done for breaking it on the way up
I
there by
didn't break
smacking
it.
it on the edge of the desk.
It's a Nintendo product, which means you can give it a good old bashing. As you know, I'm a big Nintendo kind of guy. I love my Nintendo. I've been closely associated with it for a while in terms of my passion. Developed by Nintendo, early 1995, I believe. A company called Reflection Technologies from Massachusetts brought it to Nintendo and said, "We've got this technology to make 3D portable and wearable." And
But it wasn't portable. It was you had to build a thing on top of a table and then hunch over, kind of like what I'm doing now, and then use it.
I've no idea.
He loved the idea, and like the Game Boy, he thought he could use this reasonably cheap, slightly out-of-date tech to make something new and imaginative and approachable in terms of, the next big thing for Nintendo. Right. And this is what he came up with. It was meant to be portable. It's not. It was meant to be virtual.
How is this thing meant to be portable? It doesn't even... Does it... How?
It's not. It was meant to be in colour.
It's not.
Wasn't.
It's just in red lines.
This is the ultimate Nintendo thing.
Is it?
How can you make that assertion?
Because I don't think it's a success. I'm not trying to defend it as a thing.
It wasn't, was it? It was their biggest ever failure.
Never released outside of Japan and some small areas of America. It wasn't a European release at all. You got to remember, this time the Super Nintendo's still doing really well, reasonably. The Game Boy, I think, had become colour at this point, so that was selling really well. And the N64 was on the horizon. This was that kind of next stopgap. And so I think Nintendo saw this as here's what we can do with technology, here's what we can suggest.
Well, actually, this would be more of a here's what we can't do with technology kind of thing, isn't it? Because it didn't, well, it worked, but not in the way they said it would, and it was a complete disappointment.
Even though, yes, it's a failure, its fingerprints are on everything that came after it. Maybe not the GameCube and the N64, but you look at the DS, you look at the Wii U, and the Switch, you can see its heritage goes back to
kind of
in some respect, in that it tries to give the player something different to engage in rather than the controls.
But we didn't get like the Vive or the Oculus Rift until well after those
again,
things.
Doesn't necessarily work.
Does it give you the headaches as have been rumoured by legend?
I can see why it would give people headaches. I spent a few hours with it the other night. Didn't give me a headache.
Yes.
I don't know if that's because this eye doesn't work, and so I didn't really have that strain on my eyeballs. So the 3D didn't work for me particularly. We can have a little parap of it if you want.
Let's do it.
It's obviously red and black with the colours because they said when they were researching it that people who were testing it couldn't see the 3D depth they were trying to do because the colours were blurring that definition between foreground and background. I think the biggest problem with it, out of its many problems, is your posture situation.
This is what I just said. How are you supposed to use this thing?
I had it on I thought, reasonably sized desk in terms of it came to about waist height. I thought I'd plonk it on there, but no, I still had to lean into the
So is there no way of...
How exactly are they going to showcase this thing working?
It's got very limited flexibility. There's a little screw here which allows you to tilt it and give it a little bit more.
Well, that's a bit better.
Which is fine, but I still had to put it on a box on top of a table.
Yeah, I'm going to be hunched over. I mean, I suffer from a bad back at the best of times.
We both do, don't we?
We've got weak vertebrae.
Yeah. And now here's another problem for you. So, all right, let's just say you've put that there and you found a place to put your head. Go on, put your eyes in. Here's the controller. Try and find a comfortable place to hold that now.
Okay. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
So what they needed was like some sort of tube like here.
Extend your eyes. Yeah.
That would look even more stupid.
Well,
That's been great, actually. A great big massive
just
big thing. I suppose you
the
could do it.
extendo tube on the thing just to see into it. Like,
Do it that way.
who thought it?
That's probably
But
what
still,
you should have been doing, you know, instead
did-
of like this.
Did they not play test this thing at all when they send it out?
I've figured out that you have made a mistake here.
No, you've made a mistake. You big-
Have I ever inviting you on this show? I don't mean that.
Right, you know what?
No, that was too close to my ear.
Right, I apologise.
I've already got blocked ears
Oh, have
because
ya?
I'm quite constipated. I tried to do a big poo this morning. I was just straining too hard. Anyway.
Well,
You
okay.
want to have a go at something?
But yeah, I'm just looking
I-
in there at the
I
moment and
think-
being disappointed.
Because the power's in the controller. You plug it in.
Okay. Oh, so if I can look.
Oh, there we go.
What
I
I
hear
will say,
noise.
though-
Oh, that's okay.
What I will
What is
say
the
is,
thing?
the
So that's what
sound's
it looks
quite
like.
nice on it, and the audio is beautifully put
It says
together. It's a nice-
important read instructions.
Yeah.
Okay, now first thing, I expected this to be sort of panoramic in the way that the PSVR or something
Nope.
is. It isn't. It's just a little bit in front of me. Okay, it's not moving off this thing that
You need
says.
to press A or B.
Well,
so-
how do I know what I'm pressing?
Well, there you go. That's the problem with it, isn't it? You're playing in the dark in some respects.
Okay, well, because they're little buttons and I've got a D-pad here.
Yeah.
I can't entirely differentiate between.
Yeah, okay. This is something I was just thinking about. Like, how are you supposed to see what you're pressing with this thing in front of your face? You can't. Like, no wonder this thing didn't work. Like, again, I have to wonder. Nobody at Nintendo play tested this thing, did they? They just sent it out without. They just sent it out because they thought it's impressive enough. It's virtual reality. Nobody will question.
There's a game in here.
So I think I put Mario Clash in this, which is, again, they didn't make many games for this. Am I right in thinking about 30 odd? 17.
17
So this thing looks
We have 1, 2,
terrible.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7 here, 8. Saying this is basically like a kind of 3D depth version of the original Super Mario game where you had to
What? Why is he still here? Why is he still here? He hasn't moved.
on turtles and avoid spiked turtles and throw them in clear stages. It looks pretty.
Okay.
Does it?
But I honestly think you'll get maybe 5 minutes of play out of this before you go, I'm done with this.
Now, I am already
Oh.
feeling my
Technical
temples
bonus.
slightly aching.
Yeah.
That's not good.
My eyes kind of hurt looking at this
After a
too,
few minutes,
somehow.
your head just getting is like Star Fox, but without any of the textures. So you just see black red lines. So it's very hard to judge where your spaceship is against the ships and the baddies flying around. That's a headache killer.
So,
I don't feel
again,
very good. I don't.
whose idea was this?
Because again, it feels like if you're sensitive to such things.
Like, again, every time, I know I keep stopping to mention this, but how on earth does a company like Nintendo not playtest something like this before they sent it out? Because it seems like they didn't. I mean, it seems to be something that just ended up inevitably failing because of that.
It's gonna make.
Because it's like, if they had looked at it, they wouldn't have sent something like this out, because why would anybody want to buy this?
Feel bad.
I've always been intrigued by this.
Yeah.
It's rubbish.
Same here.
It is, and it's a
but
sad thing to admit to, because I'm not here to defend it in terms of, oh, it's a secret, it's a golden goose, it's a secret thing.
Golden goose.
No, it's a failed experiment, but one I think that is important when you look at the history of Nintendo, because like I said before, this is Nintendo, almost literally written all over it in terms of the branding. Yes, it's a failure, but without it, would we have had the 3DS? Would they have dared
Probably.
to do the 3DS? Would they have learned their lessons from that?
That was show and tell. Doing that.
Yeah.
Well, very
Bye.
good. Bye.
What about the guy over there?
Came from the third dimension with its own brain.
Well, it had to have come from the third dimension. That's where it was produced.
Its own voice.
Oh.
Its own leg.
Look how they portrayed us like an alien tripod or something.
Problem. It needs your eyes.
No, we can't have them. How did they? What is with this commercial? It portrays it like it's like Skynet or something coming to steal your face.
I absolutely love this show.
So do I. Insincere Dave, so do I.
I'm Gameplay Jenny. Fish! Our swimmy, bitey friends are usually better served with a side of fried potatoes, but here's 3 games involving our little friends. First up is Shark Hunting Megafest from 1989. Jaws. Who wouldn't want to get in a boat, get some guns, blow up a shark? Me, because all I did was completely mismanage my boat, run out of fuel, run out of food, and end up stranded.
So basically, this is a game that tried to make. It's one of those games. So this is one of those games that tried to make it as realistic as possible, and you end up having to do all the chores that you would have to normally do. So basically, it's like it's kind of like Red Dead Redemption 2.
At number 2, it's Last Day of Work's epic
Fish Tycoon. Okay.
Now free, there is no other game that allows you to forcibly breed fish to
What
produce
kind of
shiny
game
ones.
would this
Trust me on
be?
that. Top Fish Dish is Sega's all-time
Echo the Dolphin.
ocean-based
Yep.
classic,
This was
Echo
a
the
great
Dolphin.
game.
Echo has... Sorry, what?
It's not a fish. Yeah.
Game Boy. Are you Game Boy?
Well, okay. This is actually pretty good. This is actually pretty good. Does it have a working screen? Does this thing actually have a working screen attached to it? Like, that is impressive.
Yourself, I intend to give your A something of a pounding.
Oh,
Get the specifications.
I would do if I could. Well, okay, that would probably not be a good idea. I was gonna say, like, have it actually work, like connect the giant buttons and the D-pad and everything works, and have the screen. But then again, people would just come up and start playing with me for some reason.
Nintendo's 15-centimeter chunky handheld. I note that the headphone jack was located on the bottom side. I'm sure I don't need to tell you it's not the first time I've had a jack on the bottom.
Well, thank you for that.
No, I couldn't possibly save the world right now. I've got more important things to do, such as host the next round of head.
Yeah, the world can burn for all anybody cares. I guess.
Of the video game scene, and we're going to talk about Donkey Kong, the Pac-Man today. So who's going to be supporting Donkey Kong? Give me a team name. Team Conky Dong. Loving the spoonerisms. Well done. You're going to be supporting Pac-Man. You're going to be pro Pac-Man. What would you like your team name to be?
Granny Hangers.
What?
The Granny Hangers. Because the thing is, I didn't see your hand movement. No, I know
What
they
did
were
you think I was
barrels.
doing? Hitchhiking?
No, I didn't see what you were doing at all. All I
Getting
heard
out
was
of
your
here.
arm moving, and then I heard... It sounded, well, frankly, wanky.
What aspect of that?
Yeah. Come on, barrels, is that what you've got?
Mario.
Just barrels.
Yeah, but he was called Jumpman. There was no Mario back then. I want to know about Donkey Kong. What made him such a legend?
Have a prototypical form.
No.
Donkey Kong was the quintessential gaming character sitting at the top of everything, trying to stop you getting up the levels.
But you don't
Why didn't
control
you say
him.
that?
He practically invented platform games.
Granny Hangers.
Well,
I'm gonna
I
ask
guess.
you why you think Pac-Man
Could have said that from the beginning.
Mucho top characteras.
He was the first ever video game character, and ours is more simple than
Pac-Man is
Yeah,
right now.
you had the whole Donkey Kong country.
Yeah, that's true.
Well,
Donkey
Donkey Kong is probably more. Donkey Kong is more of an impact. Due to the fact Donkey Kong actually has at least a more respected series, in my opinion, or at least a better series than Pac-Man.
Mario, brilliant time. They haven't been carried on.
well, they ripped off Pac-Man though.
Well, exactly, but no one
Pac-Man.
ever built on it.
Pac-Man's been ported to more consoles and computers than any other game in history.
Donkey
That's
Kong.
not necessarily a good thing.
Great first cabinet. All the other sequels sucked, am I wrong?
We just
Brilliant.
named a load.
Donkey Kong 2. No, well, they weren't.
What?
Donkey Kong 3 was just use a hairdryer to push Donkey Kong up a tree.
He Kong's Donkey Kong Jr. growing up.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
That's either
I
a
know.
Game of Thrones reference or like a news night.
It's news
I don't
night.
watch either, so it's lost on me.
Yeah, all right, me too.
Facetiousness.
Who has the best merch?
Never watched it
How much
either.
Donkey Kong merchandise you got here?
Barrels!
No, anyone can have barrels.
Pac-Man promoted drug use.
Pac-Man, drug dealer.
Yeah, Pac-Man takes drugs.
That is absolutely untrue.
Bestiality.
There you go.
What?
Pauline,
He's going to eat
do
it.
you have anything to add? Do you want to warm my heart?
No.
Good point.
Anything for me?
What was he gonna do with
With
Pauline anyway?
Yeah, it's always fun.
What do you think, Keith? They both made very weak choices, right? Yes, I have decided. We have decided together the winner tonight. The most legendary character is.
What did it say? Hold on.
They both
What did?
made very weak points.
You're better than this. And
Yes, I have decided.
What?
We have decided together the winner tonight.
Okay,
the
then.
legendary character is.
after that whole thing about Pauline and Donkey Kong, and what possible reason you could have for capturing her in the first place, that comes up.
Pac-Man. No, don't touch Pac-Man.
Turn it off.
Pac-Man wins.
Pac-Man.
Turn the ghost off. It's just rubbish.
They're just removing him.
Well, that was another successful
round
And now he's dead.
of head-to-head.
Oh, I'm Henry VIII, I am. I
Yeah,
am. Oh,
you-
yes, that's
And
right.
here's Henry VIII again,
Oh, and I make
back from the
all the other
bus.
kings look rag. Ras. I'm Henry VIII, I am. I am.
Is that all he ever said?
And I think all my wives are sods. Yeah, I'm Henry VIII. I am.
Uh,
And I eat swans for breakfast and peacocks for my tea. Chat.
what?
If I hear you sneaking up to my bins at night,
You know, this is one of those reasons why I never take the bus down to the terminal anymore.
Well, usually in this part of the show we do mystery guests, but I'm not interested in that this week. Nah, stick it. I'm doing a section called Gannon's Ghostbusters Gazette, where I give you the latest Ghostbusters facts and news. Right, so this week, anyone who didn't like the 2016 reboot is a fuck. Oh, you
What's happening? Okay. Well.
Put my sphincter! Took me the right of the gooch.
This is the special part of the show.
What was that? So, we're going back to what happened at the end of the first episode? Where he just went postal?
You may know him on Twitter as Robotron. He is the creator and the performer of The Dark Room, Mr. John Robertson.
Whoa. Okay. Well.
So, tell me, which game are you going to be playing on our arcade of dreams today?
Oh, well, I'll be playing Robotron, mostly because I picked the thing closest to my Twitter handle. It's fun. It's a game about a man who runs around and shoots people who don't expect it. It's a metaphor for America.
Mr. John Robertson, would you like
Wow,
to...
okay then. Well, he's not wrong.
Absolutely, hang on. There we go.
Now, John, why have you chosen this particular game, Robotron?
Well, you chose it for me in an email that you sent me yesterday. I hope that hasn't ruined the magic. Why don't we just not touch
What?
the thing at
No,
all?
come on, okay, so...
All right.
Robotron 2084 was released in...
1982.
1982.
1982. I've just been informed.
By
1982. Williams.
Williams,
That's
yes,
right. Yeah, who
the-
mostly make roller coasters. Right, that'd be
Turn
fun.
around,
Yeah, no
play the
worries.
game.
I will play.
Right.
Geez, that was
Excellent.
forceful.
Have you played this before? Do you know what you're doing?
Yeah, no, I played the much maligned Nintendo 64 remake of this.
Oh, I didn't know there was a Nintendo 64 version.
Yeah, that's why it was much.
Wait,
maligned.
what?
Not a lot of people played it, and the people who did play it didn't like it. And there we go. I managed to rescue
Whoa.
no humans, but I shot all the robots. The game is already over. It's been a great deal of fun. Thank you. We've got another 20
What?
minutes. Okay, there we go.
Back with the upper body strength.
Back again with
Right.
the upper body strength.
So, you are, of course, the writer and the star of The Dark Room. So tell me a little bit more about that, just for anyone who wouldn't know.
Oh, well, that would be 99% of the world population, who I assume are watching this.
Of course.
Yeah, no. The Dark Room is a live-action video game. It's a fusion of sadomasochism and retro gaming, which are both of my interests.
Really?
Possibly explain why my mainstream career hasn't taken off.
Tell me where you got the idea to do the Dark Room show.
Okay, well, I was on. Sorry, just while you're. Look,
That was excellent.
You know, I'm doing this to pretend I'm playing the game well. There we go. There we are. That's show that I done at the Edinburgh Fringe, and the Scots are famous for being able to heckle, but they can't heckle quite as voraciously as 3,000 anime fans who really want to give it a go.
Well,
I got
yeah,
a
that's
little
true.
Sick of what they were doing.
That's true, based on experiences at SuperCon.
And so I busted out a stand-up routine I'd written about how shit 80s games were, which of course is I'm currently living at the moment. And yeah, it was about how text-based adventures were brutal and hard, and I just turned to the crowd and went, "You are weak to find yourself in a dark room." And for whatever reason, they just started playing along, and it was just gorgeous. Like, they're just calling out things like, "No, I escape," you know, "Oh, I go north," all of this stuff. And I got all of the lights in the venue, you know, the 3,000-seat theatre, I got all the lights in the venue turned off, and then for 40 minutes, I just did that voice in a dark room.
What?
And tried to escape, and it
That actually sounds cool.
Of me, and they were sending me stuff. It was, it was incredible.
That actually sounds cool.
The biggest success I'd ever had. And my friend Bob Slayer went, "You should really do something with that." So we put it on YouTube. We made a little interactive game, and then that went viral. You know, in that sort of quite nice 2012 way of going viral, where it's just like, "Oh yeah, you know, I got 4 million hits, and I was mentioned on it."
Well, it's viral compared to anything I've done so far. I haven't gotten more. I mean, this video's probably only gonna get like 30 views, and it's just gonna stop there for like a year before anybody else sees it.
Took it to the Edinburgh Fringe as a live show. 6 years, and it's just been just a blast, you know. Like, what do you do on the weekend? Well, I put on leather and I scream at people. Oh, you paid well for that? Yeah, well, not as well as the girls.
Well, you're not the only one who does that on the weekends.
Okay, now I'm going to have to wrap it up very shortly. It's been an absolute delight to talk to you. Now, before we go, can we just mention the fact that you do in fact have a game coming out of the Dark Ring?
Well, the thing is,
Okay, this actually looks scary.
It might be out by
It actually kind of looks like Sephiroth
I
now.
will tell you something right now, because I mean, like Robotron 2084. Well, we've never made it past Wave 3, as it turns out.
Oh God, really? That's really bad.
No, frustrating is the term. You know, please don't attempt to neg me on camera. The thing about this is I've made a game of the Dark Room, which has been like made to be deliberately frustrating, and that's, you know, it's incredible what it does to people.
Yes.
You know, so they are getting angry, and I'm having a great deal of fun. I've already got the money, you know. If you've been playing it for 2 hours on Steam, you can't get it back. Sorry.
Well, okay. That's an interesting scam.
Hang on. Hang on.
Oh, is he gonna
YouTube upper body strength?
do a barrel roll?
Thank you very much. That was our mystery guest for this week, the wonderful Mr. John Roberts. Oh my God, what is that?
Oh, what a joy.
Well, you can tell this is the last episode because we're already trashing the set. It's not even. We're only halfway.
We only have the best guests on this show.
Do you? Do you? After that last thing.
Alas, all good things must come to an end. So before we all quit Digitiser and are replaced with Game Central the show, let's celebrate the final episode of the series with the top 3 stupid endings in gaming. At number 3, we have the Nintendo port of Ghostbusters, where Activision saw the gaming potential of an action-packed movie about busting ghosts, and they turned it into a business simulator instead. As those kids, they love the world of...
Seriously? Okay, I've never heard... I didn't really play this one, but seriously? What is with people who come up with these games like this, like Ghostbusters for the NES, and you're like, oh, well, we're going to turn it into actually running the Ghostbuster business. Why would you want to do a business simulator for this kind of thing?
Written by someone with a neurotic fear of plurals and the letter R. However, what is never mentioned is the Japanese Famicom version, where instead of seeing a load of verbal nonsense, we're treated to a lovely black screen for 20 seconds instead. The Japanese symbols reread appear on screen, which actually doesn't mean anything. The Japanese development team just couldn't be bothered to finish the game to find this bug. In number 2 is the Commodore 64 port of Target Renegade, the home computer sequel to the classic arcade beat-em-up where you're out to seek revenge for the murder of your journalist brother. It also sports a delightful loading screen featuring a man who managed to karate kick himself in the nuts.
What? Wait a minute. I want to see that picture again because I just want to see that again because, like, who drew this? Why is his leg like right here? Like, what kind of that's not how bones work. Like,
unfortunately, however, the program obviously got bored of this tale of relative retribution halfway through developing the game, as when you beat the title, he decided it was now about rescuing your girlfriend instead, and you'll sacrifice.
Wait a minute. That's what happens? You go on this whole quest to avenge your brother who was killed, and then turns out, and then it just ends with you rescuing something. You pretty much, for all intents and purposes, giving up and just going and just taking some girl home.
Number 1 is the sequel to everyone's favorite espionage platformer, Impossible Mission 2.
Impossible Mission. Not Mission Impossible. Impossible. Was this a thing licensed, or was it just a bootleg?
Aimlessly for 10 minutes, trying to get a grasp of what you're actually supposed to do in the game before giving up and playing Rainbow Islands instead. Now, the first game's ending was bad enough,
where you finally confront your nemesis, Elvin Atombender, and he responds with the most unimpressed no ever.
What?
But in the sequel,
That's
Elvin
it?
flees to the roof of his citadel, and rather than effeminately say no at you again, he decides to do a
No.
jump flip off the building, purposely falling to his grisly, feeble.
This one essentially he pulled a Goldman from House of the Dead 2. Wait a minute. Is this where they
That's it.
is this where they got the wait a minute, was this the inspiration for House of the Dead 2 with its horrible voice acting and the villain jumping off the top of his building at the end?
NES. Look at the way he's stretching open his cartridge slot for me. Do you think he's got some
It's a very
flying
chunky
like
NES.
bronze? His companions certainly look equipped for action, but where are ROB, Nintendo's robotic operating buddy, and the power?
Well,
never mind. Instead, how
what would you?
about an RU?
I don't know. Dressing up as the Power Glove would just be. You know, I'm not even gonna finish that thought. Now that I think about it, it wouldn't be appropriate.
Konix was best known in the 1980s as a joystick manufacturer, but in the waning years of the decade, the company decided that it wanted its own wet slice of the console pie. Cue the announcement that Konix was releasing its own console. And not any old console, no. The Konix multi-system was the single greatest console ever conceived.
Okay, I've never actually heard of this one.
Which ultimately never appeared, after Konix ran out of money and sold the rights to its joystick range.
What?
For some of us though, the multi-system was the one that got away. The console to end all consoles, and here's why. Nearly 30 years later, its potential still gets my trousers in a mess. Number 3.
What would it have been?
It would have been really powerful, at least compared to the home computers of its day. It was faster
Oh,
than
really?
the Atari ST and Amiga, with big, fast-moving sprites and decent 3D capabilities that could
This
have
thing would have been amazing, man.
put Sega's Mega Drive to shame. Number 2. It would have been completely customizable. Depending on the game you were playing,
Okay.
the system could morph into a steering wheel.
So this would have been. So I agree. So this actually would have been the ultimate game system. Like, it's customizable, powerful than a home computer. So
it would have been all things to all people.
Jeez.
And yet, sadly, ended up as nothing to nobody. Number 1. They were going to release a.
Wait a minute! It came with a chair.
You know, like Space Harrier in the arcades. Without a doubt, this
It came with its own chair.
peripheral in the history.
Wait a minute! Who would have been able to afford this thing in the first place?
And for this reason alone, the Konix multi-system is the greatest games console never made. And what do you mean you wouldn't know where you would have put a big hydraulic chair? It's not my fault you live in a filthy bedsit, you disgusting pig.
It isn't my fault. It is totally not my fault. I had nothing to do with it. Why did the founder of the Virgin Group's phone have a tiny little beard? Answer: it was Branson's handsome simp. Oh, we're back at this game again.
Yes, it's Mockety Mock, the non-copyright infringing game show. And if it does seem a bit like something else, it's because it's a parody and you can get away with that. So, here we are again.
Yeah.
With 2 contestants who are going to try and fill in the blanks, and a team.
What? The mocks.
The mocks. The mocks. And here we have Mr. Hayes himself, Tim Moore.
This the Top Hat Gaming Man isn't here.
King Justice.
They didn't even just poke at it.
No, it was worth me putting it in the line so you could do that what I was hesitant to call a gag. Right, okay. You're going to get a spanking, by the way, off me.
Hey, end of the series, boys and girls. It's time. Contestant A, we have Mensky. Polish heritage, I'm assuming from that name?
No, I just like skiing.
And mentalism, as in guessing Can you guess what I'm eating right now?
What?
And the other contestant in this battle of Woolly Willies. Anyone get that reference?
Yeah, I was wondering. It's a lot of beard.
I don't like people who speak with their mouth full. Done in a minute, and none of you know what a Woolly Willy is. They're those magnetic.
Oh, the beard face.
The beard face dudes.
Ugh.
Name.
Woolly Willy.
Huh?
I thought he was just like magnetic lad.
Yeah.
Magnetic lad.
Have I introduced you?
No, I was going to say you haven't. Thanks.
My mate Anthony. Stuff like this too.
You know, I was always wondered about the fact that they're both bald and they have like these huge beards. Is that what happens when you get older? Like your hair just retreats from your head and down to the bottom of your face or something?
Octavius Kitten. End of the series.
I wouldn't know. I'm not that old.
Yeah.
I don't know how old I am anymore, really. So.
Jenny. Hello. That fun?
I do remember the fall of the Roman Empire, though.
We're ending on a bang.
Treat us like shit.
True.
This is my community service.
Pull down and look.
You can't touch my cards no more.
Do what I like.
You can't do what you like. There are laws in place that mean people can't do
A stick.
What?
the court of law. Your Honour, I have a stick.
Let's try it.
It'll hold up. I mean, oh, it actually does. Well, it's a stick that stands on its own. So I don't know what court you're talking about, but in America's courts, this would hold up as a sufficient argument.
You're right. It won't stand up.
Oh,
phone's ringing.
okay.
Is that our banter? Oh,
Go on. Hello.
The phone ain't plugged in.
Well, I'll ask him. Paul.
Yeah.
Is it true that you're Patronus the eunuch?
What?
Okay, who's going first?
Just
Didn't it like I was some sort of sleight of hand fella?
You mean a magician?
Yes, like a magician.
Yeah.
Like David Blaine.
Oh, he's very good with sleight of hand.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
So I might know.
what?
Everyone, pens at the ready. Minsky. When Ash from the famous Pokemon games ran out of Pokeballs one day, he instead tried to stuff Pikachu up his mock. Right now.
What?
Your hair gets closed.
I can only imagine the answers for this. There are only so many ways this thing can go.
Beautiful boy.
What? He's still around. I like how he summons him by.
Coy this time. Boy. We all done?
Yeah.
You right fast. Right hand think fast. When Ash from the famous.
I've seen him since the first episode, though.
One day, he instead tried to stuff Pikachu up his trouser leg. Hairs.
What? Well.
Up his pokey flute.
Oh.
Well, it does have a Pokeball on it.
Yeah. Sorry, Larry.
What? So he tried to stick Pikachu up another Poke. Well.
Off you go, Paul.
Gooch.
He's the only one that guessed the. Guessed. Well.
What's the reach?
It's the perineum.
What?
Round
Oh, okay.
Donkey Kong got completely drunk one night and had an intense craving for bananas. In fact, he got so confused that he tried to peel back the skin on his mock. Beautiful boy, entertain us, please.
Never end of source of entertainment.
We all done?
Yep.
Right, I'll read the thing again. Yep. Donkey Kong got so completely drunk one night and had an intense craving for bananas. In fact, he got so confused that he tried to peel back the skin on his
Penis.
means penis.
Really? I couldn't have guessed.
Can you top his penis?
He means eyelids.
Octavius.
I really disapprove of this game. I really don't like rude words, so I've written it in tiny letters.
Yes!
What? Well,
Kim,
is that really a rude word?
Larry, Diddy Kong. Build back the skin on his Diddy Kong.
So he basically, he skinned Diddy Kong.
She's blancmange. That's a good one.
Diddy Kong's face.
Why does it really want to skin him?
I'm afraid, Mensky, that does mean you don't go through to the final round, but you do get to go away.
What? That's the prize. You get to go away.
Okay, thank you, Mensky. Bye-bye.
You get to go away.
Remember how this round goes.
Wait a minute. What do you mean get to go away? Does that mean the other guy's being held prisoner or something?
Yeah. Don't feed the beast. Don't encourage it. Yeah? Doesn't mean anything. Just can't wait for that thing. Expect a reaction. It means nothing. It means nothing. Just don't stop flashing your badge.
Stop flashing in balls.
I can watch that till the cows come home.
Right, Anthony, who would you like to partake with the finale?
I really feel like there should be like some kind of a like a legal drama involving Paul Gannon and Mr. Biffo or something. Just called Paul versus Paul or something, or some kind of cop show that follows a similar premise.
Because of the big prize this time, you get to, for a chance to win, solid gold Amiga.
Would that work?
No, not yet.
What?
This is like if someone made a quiz show and film falling down.
Well, I think it's a good idea. So. What? Is the shotgun again?
His friend is the only fox who can fly. One day, while flying in a storm, his abilities failed him. He dropped out of the sky onto a metal fence and was impaled on one of his MOCs.
Tails?
What's that got to do with it? I'm not talking
the only
about
fox that can fly.
He flies a plane.
It's quite an achievement for a fox.
Obviously, it is implied in the question that he can fly without any other means of transport.
But Tails can fly. But Tails flies a plane. He's been doing that since Sonic 2.
He is Again. Why is this happening?
I thought you were referring to the plane.
I'm sorry. It's just being pedantic now.
Yeah, it's pedantry.
Careful when you say
Right, we ready, everyone? I'll read the question once more for you, Anthony. The Genesis Man. Who I believe was actually Adam, rather than you. Right. Sonic's best friend is the only fox who can fly. One day, while flying in a storm, his abilities failed him. He dropped out of the sky onto a metal fence and was impaled on one of his...
Vixens.
I didn't know he had two of those. He has two tails, so I guess that makes anatomical sense.
I'll tell you this.
I'm going to attempt a pun here, Biffo.
Oh.
He fell on his Yuji Nakas.
Kim.
Chaos Emeralds.
Larry. Vixen!
Well.
I think that's enough.
I don't know.
It seems like it's enough, doesn't it?
Sit down, it's the end of the series. Go over there and collect your Amiga.
What?
Off you go.
Oh, okay. And then it gets... So I guess you have to fight for it?
That's it, everyone. That was, where am I looking? This camera. That was Digitiser the show. We've got no idea what that was going to be like, but it's over now.
Oh, fell over.
Oh my god!
Oh no. The beautiful voice hacks.
Mark!
Coming soon. Oh, this is the... Would I review that? I'm not sure.
Pac-Man. I simply cannot wait to take a trip to the arcades with this yellow fella for an evening of pills, gobbling, and popping cherries and bananas.
Is that what Pac-Man was about? Well, I knew about the pills. I mean, he has an obvious problem, but the other stuff, well...
Into his slot.
Urgent announcement. Wait, what? You felt like... Okay. Dirty Charles. Like Kimbo. I'm just gonna let this thing play because I want to see what this is. Just the cat. Alright. Well, there you go. That is basically the whole series so far, because this was actually the last episode. So, yeah. So, this episode, well, it felt a lot like... This episode, although being longer, the pacing was actually really good. It didn't slow down. It didn't feel like it slowed down at any point, and it was and it seemed to be devoid of any of the technical issues I noticed, like the syncing going off, or the camera having issues in some cases. Well, this one actually went well, and surprisingly went well for what ended up being the last episode. But yeah, so overall, this episode was, along with episode 1, probably the best ones. So yeah, along with the episode that featured Kowalski, the super god cop to end all cops. This is probably the best of all of the episodes of this series. But overall, for the series as a whole, this series was actually one of the best ones that I've seen, and I'm glad to have actually backed this on Kickstarter. And I'm glad it wasn't some kind of a scam, because I keep watching the Slopes Game Room videos on kick scammers. But yeah, this series was actually at least one of the best web series I've seen that wasn't horror related or didn't involve some kind of deeper mystery behind it. And it's right up there with the other series that was done by Mr.Biffo, the Mr. Biffo's Found Footage. I almost forgot the name there for a second. But yeah, technically it had issues, but overall the content was always good, and hopefully there is a second series to this, or any subsequent series to this, because I would like to see more of whatever can come out of this kind of insanity. So, if I were to rate this series, and I'm probably going to use an actual rating system this time rather than just making one up, I would give it 4.5 out of 5 stars, I guess. Half the star came up because of the technical issues that kept coming up, but it wasn't so much so that it hurt the series, my enjoyment of the series as a whole. But then again, my rating systems don't really mean anything, because so few people actually watch this channel to begin with. So, with that, I'm going to end this video here. So be sure to check out my other videos, as well as Prizebox Productions other videos, our channels Prizebox Gaming and Prizebox Reacts. Thanks for watching, and stay jamming, everyone.